All right, here we go.
Do you really want to taste it? Making movies, Peacemaker! Peacemaker, oh my god. I love this show. This show is just so great. Now this will be a spoiler review of Peacemaker. Like if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of the best DC shows I have seen in a very long time. I mean, this is just so great. Now, of course, Peacemaker is the continued story of Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad, which I love this movie, Suicide Squad from James Gunn. And the series directed and written by James Gunn. I think some of the episodes are directed also by other people. He didn't direct every single episode. And of course, Peacemaker this time, he's in the hospital as we see him last time, because actually I thought he died, but then as the post-credit scene, he's alive. Henry gets recovered and then he escapes, but then of course Waller keeps him under leash and now hires him with this few people to basically stop an alien inversions which we later find out are the butterflies. And I must say, John Cena as the Peacemaker is perfect. And like, this dude is just like, it's perfect for this character. I don't think you can cast anybody better to play Peacemaker. Like, John Cena gives such a great performance throughout the movie. He's hilarious, he's charismatic, but I also love Peacemaker. Like, you can see he's like still this asshole, yet he's not completely, like, he has a genuine side, but he's still like this asshole that he just kind of helps to bring out, because that's how he grew up. And I love throughout the series you get to see him like question himself, his whole ideology about, how he sees himself at Peacemaker, how people see Peacemaker, and how he adjusts and how he can see how he wants to change that. Like, he doesn't want to be like this racist killer. I love that line where he says like, dude, in the hospital, like, dude, you know who I am? I'm famous. I'm Peacemaker. Who? Peacemaker. Oh yeah, you the racist killer. I was just like, the racist superhero. I was just like, yeah. It's like, no, I'm not racist. And I also love like the way just Peacemaker is written as a character is just done to perfection. I think, like, especially as a DC, like, I love how specific he is sometimes, and I love like he doesn't get little things. Like he says, oh, I heard about Aquaman fucking fishes. You know that, right? It's like, no, he doesn't fuck fish. It's like, okay, why did Facebook user 2979 would lie to me? It's like moments like this I just love throughout the series. And I love like the whole emotional aspect throughout the story. Like, what I love about James Gunn, the way he handles the DC characters is so great, because the DC characters are so over the top in a lot of ways, which is also over the top in a lot of ways. But then he brings like this emotional element to these characters. You get to see him with his father, his relationship with his father, who's the white dragon, this Nazi villain basically, and you get to see his whole relationship. You get to understand him more the way he is, because his father basically trained him to be a racist superhero from the ground up. And I love this relationship throughout the entire movie basically. And I love Eagly. I just love Eagly. Eagly is just awesome. And I also love, Eagly is also unpredictable, but I love throughout the show. Like, I love that the Eagly doesn't do everything you expect to do. Like, Eagly behaves like a damn eagle would behave. I just love that so much. And also Hardcore, Diebeard, Abibayo, Murr. It's just like the whole crew that's involved with it's done so great. And I just love Diebeard. I just love him so much. He's so great in the show. He's so funny in the show. And I love how they make mistakes and they have to fix him, but they don't have a big budget, so they have to do it themselves. And Adebayo being the new one, being Waller's daughter, it's basically the only person that Waller trusts because it's his own kid with this operation. And the whole relationship between them, you can see them, how it builds, how they learn to trust each other more. Even with Diebeard, where through most of the show, is basically making fun of, Peacemaker makes fun of him, but then we get this great scene in the last episode where he explains why he actually dyes his beard. And it was so emotional. It was like in a minute James Gunn made this character so relatable and emotional. It was just done so great. And this is, like I said, he puts these emotional elements through the characters and in those situations, which just makes the show so much better. And also I love the sequence in one of the first episodes when he has to run out throughout the house, and it just like that felt very realistically. Also when he has to jump from balcony to balcony, and the comedy is just great. The comedy is top notch, and I just love the way James Gunn handles DCU. Like, he should do more shows. And Vigilante is just like the cherry on top in this show. He fits so perfectly. Also, like, he idolizes Peacemaker. Like, you can see he's basically how Peacemaker used to be when you hear him talk. Like, I used to kill people just for smoking marijuana and stuff like that. And it's played so perfectly, so great. It's just, I love how unpredictable and crazy Vigilante is throughout the entire series. And like I said, we also have this alien invasion called the Butterflies, who trap people's minds, and basically, you know, because they want to save the world and just live and inhabit the world basically, and there's the way to stop it. And it's like the Butterflies were a cool aspect. I like that it was not too big but not too small. It fit kind of right. It was right around, you know, for Peacemaker and this crew to handle that. And I love how they have to do that. One of my favorite sequences throughout the movie is when Peacemaker puts the helmet with the X-ray visions, and I knew right away when she says don't shoot until you see a butterfly. I knew right away when a woman started speaking. I said bam, and Peacemaker shoots him. And then when Diabeard kills the gorilla with a freaking chainsaw, it's just like so. I don't know why, but those are the moments in these shows where I'm just like, this show is awesome. This show is great. It fits so well. And I feel like DC should be R-rated. It's just like, especially like that universe, like the DCU, you know, with Zack Snyder and James Gunn, which is basically, you know, the same universe. It's just like those, I think they should be rated R because it fits so well to the characters. You can feel like the characters are not restricted because it's an R rating, because they have blood, gut, violence, nudity, you know, vulgar. It's just like you can see the characters are not restricted like normally they would do. They can say what they want, they can do what they want. I also love Judo Mass, who keeps eating hot Cheetos, and she's like, oh yeah? The way he flicks hot Cheetos to Peacemaker, it's like, Jesus, what the fuck are they made of? I love Judo Master in it. He doesn't talk a lot, what I like, and I love that he's so short and everybody makes fun of him, and then he kicks everybody's ass. I also love when Diabeard hits him with the car and and then he hits him multiple times throughout the head and just like, yeah, I kicked his ass. I love moments like this where characters celebrate those little things, and you get to really feel like throughout the episodes, you know, how every character, how they change. Just like I said, Vigilante at first, you know, being like this more crazy, ruthless killer, and still being a crazy ruthless killer, but this time a little bit more reserved. The same with Peacemaker, when he starts off, you know, being like this, you know, I'm Peacemaker, but then you see him like, no, I don't want to be the way people see me I am. Like, you can really see that the change that he makes. Like, he's not sure about killing anymore. He doesn't just want to kill without a reason like he always did before, you know. I also love that he doesn't want to kill people unless there's a peace symbol, unless there's a dove of peace on it. Which is like, those things that just make the show so much greater. Like I said, these emotional elements with him with his father, him finding out the aliens invasions, him just like, you know, finding the trust and crew, him basically not being a complete asshole all the time. Hustle was also great in the show. Also Murr, when we later find out that he's a butterfly, which makes so much sense when I rewatch the show. I feel like if you watch the way he talks, you can clearly tell he is a butterfly by the way he talks. And I really like about the show is like they kind of make this realistic. Like when Diabeard sees the cow downstairs in the last episode, it's like, nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's like there's so many unexpected moments, and it's just like this show is so great. And the opening sequence is like, I think this is one of the shows like where I have to watch the opening sequence every time because it's just so great. It's so over the top and dumb in a way, but it's so great and awesome at the same time. It's like, do you want to do and all this that he does is just so great. I also love the moment when Eagly just like attacks like his badass moments, and I love when Vigilante says, wow, Eagly's having a badass moment. It's like I love these shows. I love this character. I really want to see a season 2. And also in the last episode, when we get to see the Justice League, and I feel actually when I saw behind the scenes, like they're supposed to be the entire Justice League, but I think we only got like 4 members. We got Superman, which we didn't get to see Henry Cavill, so it was a stunt double. Wonder Woman, we got to see Flash and Aquaman, but I think Cyborg and Batman was still there, but then they erased them for some reason. Probably because of the things with Ray Fisher, and because Ben Affleck is not playing Batman anymore, so and Henry Cavill will not return as Superman, so that's probably why those 3 are not there. And the only 3 who are still left in the DCU is though I don't think why Gal Gadot wasn't there, but we don't know, maybe we'll see. But I love that line where Peacemaker goes to Aquaman, yeah, go fuck another fish. It's like, I'm so fucking tired of this rumor. It's not a rumor. Go fuck yourself, Barry. It was just like, I love this moment. I love seeing the Justice League. I love that seeing them at the end. I also love how Peacemaker, like I said, Peacemaker in the show is so great. John Cena plays him so great. I think it's the best performance John Cena has given. I want to see him play Peacemaker as long as possible, as long as him and James Gunn want to do it. It's just like the way James Gunn understands these characters and gives these great element and makes them relatable. Those larger than life characters in this over the top exaggerated situations, and just makes them great. I mean, the way DCU is going, I mean, it had a rough start, but Zack Snyder's Justice League is great. Man of Steel is okay. Wonder Woman was good, not the sequel. And I feel like the Suicide Squad was great. This show is awesome. I was just like, yes, DC, keep going in this direction and keep going like the Batman. Just like, DC, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're slowly trying to find your foot in it. But like I said, Peacemaker is just a really great show. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's just like one of the best DC shows I have seen in a very long time. And I'm going to give this season a 10 out of 10 because I love Peacemaker. It's so great. All the characters are great. All the situations. There's not one dull episode. Every episode was good. There was not one episode when I was watching where I felt like, that was kind of so-so. No, every episode has something great in it. So I'll say Peacemaker, the show is just fantastic. Thanks everybody for watching. As always, see you next time.